She sneered at me. "You've always been pathetic," she remarked, chuckling as she pushed the divorce papers towards the judge. My boyfriend, his shirt straining, an overblown ego wider than his shoulders, smirked arrogantly from across the courtroom. "I guess you should have seen this coming," I retorted silently. 3 years ago, I believed I'd found my lifelong companion. Emily had a unique ability to make you feel like the only person in the room. For quite some time, I was indeed. We purchased a peaceful house on the outskirts of town, complete with old bones and a front porch swing. I constructed her a garden. She painted our bedroom walls that delicate lavender shade she adored. Mornings were filled with pancakes and coffee, nights with wine and forehead kisses. We seemed unbreakable, or so I thought. The first fissure wasn't immediately apparent. A late night here, an overlooked text there. I attributed it to stress. She claimed work was becoming burdensome, deadlines, promotions, pressures. I accepted her explanation. Until the Saturday when I arrived home early, her car was parked in the driveway. Light illuminated the bedroom, window slightly ajar. I heard it. His voice, accompanied by low laughter, hers matching but subtler, hushed, covert. Then silence, followed by bed creaks. I didn't enter. Instead, I stood under the lavender-hued window, witnessing my wife falling in love with another within our shared bed. I remained silent, refraining from outbursts, merely returning to the car and driving away. The night shattered something inside me, yet a new awakening stirred. In the subsequent 6 months, I sought invisibility. I relocated, citing the need for space, which she granted too effortlessly, as if desiring it. I feigned the hurt spouse, quiet, preoccupied, lost. Meanwhile, I observed. Hired a discreet investigator to gather details. Dates, photos, texts, hotel receipts, even a petty nickname they used, King and Queen. Nauseating. I switched lawyers, choosing one coldly ruthless, not flashy but methodical in his approach. We scrutinized all aspects, finances, property, even her backup phone data. It was then we discovered her account. She had been discreetly channeling funds into a personal fund. Small, recurring transactions, camouflaged under old enterprise names. I must admit, it was cunning, but not enough to escape detection. On the day of the hearing, I wore the same suit as when I proposed to her. She dressed in red, displaying an air of arrogance and smugness. It seemed like a performance to her. I was still the compliant spouse who didn't retaliate. Her companion even winked at me, sitting there like a prize he had won. The judge acted swiftly. The settlement was heavily biased towards her favor. She would get the house, partial alimony, and a substantial share of my business. She smirked. He chuckled, mumbled something I believe was about easy money. Then my lawyer rose to speak. "Your Honor," he said, pushing a folder across the table. "We possess additional evidence to present prior to the final verdict." Emily's smile faltered slightly. Within the folder, evidence of infidelity, financial misconduct, and illegal use of shared funds. Initially, her boyfriend's expression faltered. Subsequently, the judge's demeanor shifted. "Mrs. Carson," he questioned, "did you approve these transactions? Were you cognizant that such actions breached your prenuptial agreement, specifically Clause 4.7? She hesitated, attempting to shift blame. I remained silent, watching. In light of the infraction, the judge went on. "This court rules Mrs. Carson ineligible for alimony and forfeits her right to shared assets." Her lips parted, words tumbled out. Her boyfriend leaned towards her, whispered something harsh. She struck his arm. He stood up and exited. She was still struggling to comprehend when the judge delivered one more decisive blow. "And, due to the fraudulent transactions, Mrs. Carson is required to make restitution promptly, including attorney fees incurred by Mr. Carson." That instant, laughter ceased. Her hands trembled. Tears welled, not the quiet ones. The violent, uncontrollable kind. The type that makes you understand you wagered everything and came up empty-handed. Outside the courthouse, I walked past her without uttering a word. She called out to me. I kept moving. She pleaded, apologized, claimed she was merely confused. I halted at the doorway, turned just enough to face her eyes. "You mocked me," I said. "Both of you. You thought I was feeble." A moment's silence followed, only the lingering echo of her sobs. Then I departed. "It's been 7 months now. She sold the house. Couldn't maintain the mortgage or endure the memories." He didn't linger, evidently finding another queen. My lawyer informs me she's still making payments. Every month. On schedule. I've ignored her letters, left them unopened. Some mend by granting forgiveness. I healed through remembrance and ensuring the world bore witness to. She assumed love rendered me blind. But it fostered patience in me. And that patience was what sealed her fate.